Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to EPOS versus VIP from the 66 tournament. In this game we got EPOS on defense, running a fairly heavy lineup considering the map. We got double Valor, 260, triple IS7, Batchat, and an Emil 2. Uh-oh. What's going on? Alright, there's been a false start of some sort. Great first game. Warming up my already extremely destroyed vocal cords. That's great. So for those of you that are unaware of how the 66 tournament's working, it's 777, which means, no, sorry, 877, which means it's 77 tier points between 8 tanks. So you'll see tanks ranging from tier 7 to tier 10. If a team is running a tier 7, then they can field the rest of their tanks as tier 10s. If not, you'll see some mishmash of tier 8s and 9s in order to make up that 77 tier point potential between the 8 players on their team. Very complicated, but I'm sure you guys will work it out as it goes on. Alright, attempt number 2. Let's go. Okay, so yeah, once again, EPOS are running double Valor 260, double IS7 Batchat, Emil 2, and Bellerophon. VIP are running triple Val, triple Machine, KPZ, and Panzerjäger. That looks a bit more like a normal lineup from EPOS. Looks like they're going for an early bowl brawl. In the meantime, VIP are just playing for mid control. So Destroyer's just put himself on this ramp, or climbed himself up. He's going to be in position to clip if anything tries to take hill. That's pretty much what his main goal is here. If Panzerjäger goes for the hill here, he's going to just be dropped. Panzerjäger puts one into Destroyer. So Destroyer wasn't quite ready for that. Destroyer's actually getting completely out-peaked by the Panzerjäger here. Meantime, EPOS has taken bowl. If they peek from this right side, they will be able to farm these guys that are reverse climbing the hill. And there you go, the Panzerjäger takes one from an IS-7. In the meantime, VIP have gone around the back of the hill. They've put cap pressure on with the triple machines. This will force EPOS into crossing across the middle here, and they will have to try and retake hill. They need to try and retake hill before the cap timer gets too low. The Emil 2 is going to sacrificing herself here to get the resets off. He wants to try and reset more than one tank if he can here, and also communicate with his team who he has reset, but he only gets one reset off here. The Bellerophon will have to over-peak in order to be able to get a reset off. Unless he knows an angle that I don't know. It looks like he doesn't know an angle. Oh, maybe. Bellerophon does get a reset off, so the outside machine has been reset. In the meantime, Nobi's pushed forward in order to try and play for a reset, and has got himself way too close, and he's going to get double peaked by Valors. In the meantime, the batch out on top of the hill has gone down. The EPOS repush from around the hill is now coming in. The machines are on reload, so they're not going to have to do anything until the IS-7 and 260 get right up in their face. The EPOS push here, they need to try and get one of these machines out before they reload, otherwise they're going to be facing 3 full clips from machine, and as you can see, this IS-7 is going to just get minced here. Bellerophon's killed himself by accident jumping off the hill. 260's now left out in the open. He does get Tumu out. IS-7 of black is now also pushing around. He needs to try and shield for his teammate here just to keep his gun in the fight here, which will in turn keep him alive longer. Focus needs to come in here. There's a one-shot machine, one-shot Valor on the side of VIP, but it's just there's not enough guns now left for EPOS in order to be able to take them out. And VIP will pick up this round. Very close game, all things considered here. There's a few little individual misplays, I believe, from EPOS that if things were turned around in a slightly different way, they could have easily won this game. The Emil-2 on its push, it should have tried to reset more than one tank instead of resetting one and then going for damage on tanks that were irrelevant in the fight. If they had tried to reset one of the other machines, it would have bought the guys on hill a bit more time to be able to find an angle to peek where they weren't going to overextend. So the Bellerophon ended up over-peeking, and also the Destroyer, who had to over-peek for resets, and he ended up getting triple clipped by machines on his peak. Excuse me, sorry. And also the double IS-7 and 260 push could have been a bit cleaner if they had focused fire a bit better. They could have taken a few of the guns out on the VIP side and potentially won this game. So coming into round 2, we've now got VIP on defense, running double Valor, triple machine, Tehran, 257 Panzerjäger, and EPOS are running double Valor, triple machine, 260 Conch, and Bellerophon. I don't know what the Panzerjäger is. What is it, like a super Hellcat? I don't know. I don't know what that thing is. So VIP have gone for a Bogus. It doesn't look like they were planning to do this off the start from how they were playing. Uh-oh. Come on, internet, you can do it. So EPOS now going towards the middle. VIP aren't peeking this, so they're not going to have any information. EPOS crossing towards the bowl now. Not sure what information they have in order to do this, but they are just full sending here. This is a weird one to watch. So 260 is the first one peeking. He gets punished hard. Come on, internet. 257 gets dropped to half. Valor gets dropped to half from VIP. The machines are going to start reloading soon, which is going to leave the 260 out in the open if he doesn't play this smart. In the meantime, in the middle, I'm trying to move as little as possible so that my game doesn't freeze. So the Conch gets dropped on the hill, the machine's over peaking to try and punish, the Bellerophon gets one into the machine. These machines just need to peak together now and try and confirm these 3 tanks before it's too late and their guys in the middle die. So Valor gets dropped. You don't want to ram a 257, but okay. So, coming into round 3, we've got VIP on... Where the hell am I? VIP on defense. Running a Valor, triple machine, triple IS-7, etc. EPOS running double T... Oh my god, these helicopters are going to be annoying, I'm sorry. We've got EPOS running double 705A, IS-7, 2 E6s, E4, lightweight, and the Skoda T56. So off the start, it looks like VIP going towards the town cap just to cover it off. From what I understand, the town cap is easy to cap as long as you... because there's like so much hard cover inside it. So many angles you can hide behind. You can like even hide behind here, which is, for all intents and purposes, your side of the map, if that makes sense. EPOS have split what I would guess is like a normal standard split, really, just taking the map control away from VIP. And my controller battery's just decided to die or something. Give me a second. So EPOS are slowly working their way through town. They'll slowly, one by one, clear all the angles, making sure there's no traps set up. And then trying to find some easy punish damage onto the machines, as they can overmatch pretty much anywhere on the side of them. 705 fires a shot at the IS-7, and the IS-7 is like, nah mate, backing out of that. So EPOS do have full control here. Or the machine of Kambarov has been caught out. He's going to be farmed here if he stays there. He needs to try and decide whether he wants to go back to town or go underneath the ridge, because staying here he will just eventually die. And as expected, he's going to close a distance. He should be outside render range of the EPOS guys in cap. So VIP here have lost full map control. There's very little they can do. One play they can do is literally just hard push town and try and take the fight. And that's what it looks like they're going to do. IS-7 on Neyland is pushing in straight into the IS-7 and E4. He's going to get slapped hard for that. He's got no support with him for some reason. He's pushed in and everyone else is just chilled. They need to, if they want to push, they have to hard push. They can't do this slow peeking push. I'm not sure why Tim Tung had gone to support Kambarov, but he's now got himself into a difficult situation as well, facing 2 E6s and a lightweight, and that lightweight will make light work of the setter to begin with. Machine of Y12 turned around to support, but they needed to focus their efforts on the town really to try and take an overmatch in one of the areas that they had potential, because now they're going to just die one by one all over the map. Oh my god, my internet is awful. Sorry about that. Just looked like the VIP players were not on the same page with what they were going to do in this game. I'm not sure whether they had the information that there was 2 E6s towards the field or not, but if they did have that information, the push in the town should have come a lot a lot earlier than it did. So now on highway we have EPOS on defense. Alright, I'm not listing off every single tank because they have 8 different tanks. You can see them on the screen. VIP running Val, triple machine, triple IS-7 and a setter. I'm interested to see where EPOS are going to play the E3 because there isn't actually that much hold down cover on this map. It's only really like city brawls unless you get yourself right the way in to here, I believe. You have hold down. But in order to get there you have to commit hard to town. In the meantime, VIP taking full city control, village control, whatever this is, control. Pushing straight forward with the machines. These guys have clearly played this before. One guy capping behind the long building, one guy behind the short building, L building. Now the both behind the long building, but they have no information here, so EPOS players can actually just come up and peek behind this ridge and just farm the machines. Setter gets spotted out in the open. Well, at least they have the information that they're now being flanked. They have the two choices here. They can either try and commit to the cap or try and overpush here and try and take the fights. Nayland's been left out in the open, but it looks like they're trying to play for the cap because the cap timer is low. But this might end up being their undoing into this game. The triple machines have turned to try and farm the light tank and the E6, but they're leaving the heavy tanks out to dry here. They should realise that they can't cap at this point, and they need to just go and brawl. E4 gets dropped to a one-shot. Rus gets set on fire. Dropped to a one-shot as well now. And there we go. Yeah, again, VIP's indecisiveness is just coming back to bite them in the ass, really. They had a great initial setup, to be honest, but like they put themselves in the camp, and that's great because that forces EPOS into potentially rushing their rotations in order to get the resets. And as we saw, it did end up luring the light tank and an E6 pretty much across the middle of the field. But once they have that information that there's 2 tanks or 3 tanks out of the fight, they need to commit to whether they know they have an overmatch. They've got 8 tanks in town. Maximum EPOS can have is 5. As long as they play it together and smart, they can easily win then in 8v5 before the E6s and lightweight gets back. And we can look at the post-game stats here. It should show, yeah, like there's no damage from the VIP side, and that just shows that they outplayed themselves, really. If they have no damage at all, that means that they've just been completely outplayed. I mean, like 1 shot of damage in a machine, 2 shots of damage in a machine, 1. Why have they both rolled so high? I guess they got rammed or something. But they've basically got 5, 6 tanks that have done no damage. We've just been completely outplayed.
Himmelsdorf, a small city map. The teams start the battle in opposite corners. Both bases are located close to each other, but in a way that you can't stay on the defensive all the time. The main attack routes pass through the hill, the alley and the railroad, but in general, the attack can be successfully executed through any part of the map. Heavy tanks and tank destroyers with powerful guns run the show here. However, a lot depends on the mobile light tanks.
So coming into round 5, yeah 5, Jesus, my brain. We have VIP running triple type 5, double IS-7 Sturm Tiger, 777-2, Panzerjäger on offense, and on defense EPOS are running S-Conk Vala type 5, 705, E4, 2684, Conk and Barask. Barask has been sent to middle early to get a quick scout run. He's gonna get slapped for this. He's been engined, so he's had to use his repair kit here. He might get picked up here by Tumo, or by the Panzerjäger on the hill. Tumo misses his shot, Panzerjäger misses his shot. And Barask is... he's trying to play for information, but he is just... ooh, internet, come on. He is just slowly throwing his tank away. Oh, excuse the lag, guys. I'm sorry about this. So VIP set for a full A commit here. Barask isn't going to spot it until it's on top of him pretty much, and he will be dropped by an RBRT from Rus. And because he spotted the VIP push so late, now the 705 will be caught and he gets punished hard, set on fire by the Sturm Tiger. Dropped a 2-shot HP now. So the rotation from EPOS, they need to bring the Type 5 and 268 over. The Conk needs to get into a position to support. The 705's been double fired here. Those HE shells from the Type 5 and Sturm Tiger just working him down hard. And he should be dropped here, as long as Rus doesn't choke his shot. And there we go. So the cap pressure is now being applied. I'm not sure whether they're planning on staying in cap, probably not. Although they do have the ability to just turn a Type 5 side on and just turn it into a meat shield, if they so wish. Cap timer gets dropped to 15 seconds. 777, for some reason, is trying to shield even though he's the smallest tank on the VIP side. It would make more sense to put him behind the Type 5 just to confirm the cap points, but they can play it how they wish. 2684 has gone towards the banana area just to try and put some pressure on these IS-7s, but honestly they just need to stop peeking. There's no tanks from EPOS that are close enough to be able to reset if they just hide behind the Type 5s and play for cap. But, I mean, they're up 4k HP now anyway, and now 2 gun advantage. Very little that EPOS are going to be able to do to come back into this game. They've blipped too many hit points towards the HE rounds on the VIP side. I'm very curious to see how much damage the Sturm Tiger has done in this game, because with how EPOS were peaking this, they were peaking quite close, within close proximity of each other, so he could have actually got quite a lot of splash damage out per shell. And there's the cap come in from VIP. Let's have a look at this damage. So Sturm Tiger's done 3.6k. you just get a fire onto a 705A off the start, which would have boosted it a little bit. But as we can see here, he's fired 6 shots, and he's got 9 critical hits, so he's been splashing multiple tanks with each shot. So he's played the angle perfectly in order to get the maximum out of his tank. Well played to Lake Psycho, just hitting and penning his shots in the E4. It's very well played. The Destroyer pushing towards Banana, that was a good play to make in the 264. He's played at such a long range that the IS-7s won't be able to reliably hit his cupola, and in the meantime he'll be able to farm the IS-7s. It looks like he got a bit unlucky from what I could see in the game, because he was bouncing quite a lot of shots. Let's have a look. Yeah, 8 shots fired, 4 pens. So less than ideal, but the 2684's gun is very troll. And yeah, as we can see, EPOS didn't necessarily peak incorrectly, but because they were peaking against HE firing guns, every peak they make, they're gonna lose damage. So unless they peak coordinatedly, how do I word this? If they peak in a coordinated fashion together, they can peak and deal more damage to the VIP players than they would take in return, but if you peak individually, you'll lose in your trades. I mean, VIP could have also just won that game a lot earlier if the Type 5 that was at the front of the cap just turned himself into a meat shield, because it would have drawn the EPOS track defenders out, and, well, they most likely would have capped before the defenders were able to get into position to be able to reset. So, coming into round 6, we've now got VIP on defense. They're running double Val, triple Type 5, E4, triple 7-2, and Panzerjäger. The EPOS are running double 113, S-Conk, Type 5, IS-7, E4, E75, and Barask on attack. Interesting to see what type of play they're going to make, because they're running a very mobile lineup with the double 113 and E75. So even though they had the mobile lineup, it looks like they didn't get the spawns they wanted or something. I mean, Destroyer could have gone the same way as Nobi. VIP don't have any vehicles that would have been able to spot the cross, but it is what it is. Set up a lot's peek in the corner. He doesn't want to peek too much farther around, because if there is a stack from VIP, he would be isolated. Now that his team is here, they're probably going to just try and slowly work through the angles and work out where they can and can't peek effectively without losing HP. The Destroyer tried to get past Ryu? I don't know how to say that name. And he just got blocked. The RBRT from Soderpalot doesn't connect. So it looks like they got some information. They got information regarding Tame, and they know there is something shooting at them from behind the train tracks. So push is coming in. Destroyer takes one from the Valor and the train tracks. He's going to just push straight on top of Tame here. He's going to take the 1v1, or 2v1 now that Soderp is committed as well. And they should dig this guy out very quickly. Destroyer bounces a shot. It looks like they're not used to fighting 773s because they're struggling to pen him. Destroyer puts one straight through the upper plate. Dirt puts one straight in the side of the turret. In the meantime, the Panzerjäger is getting some cheeky shots off. Type 5's been dropped to half HP. It looks like the E4 swung and penned him. Barask is pushed off the hill. He had nothing to shoot at, so hey, why not? Try and get the sides of the VIP guys. I mean, the Type 5 was still peeking, and he's been penned and taken down. So, EPOS do have control, but they've lost a lot of HP, and now with the E4 being set on fire, they just don't have the HP in order to be able to hold this. The E75 is trying to fight Type 5s at long range and a hold down Valor, and that's just not going to go very well. VIP are just pushing. And don't really necessarily need to push, but the two Type 5s should be able to play this together and at least take one of these tanks out with them. Although this could be a massive throw here, because they don't have the DPM to just sit in front of tanks and take fights, and Gazodvik is now in a crossfire. Kot has pushed out wide and taken out Destroyer. If he can also take out Soderpalot, it removes that crossfire. Soderpalot's now changed his focus towards the Valor, which now frees up Gazovik and Neyland in order to take the fight on the IS-7 and S-Conk. Barask gets his cheeky double shot into a Valor and runs away. E75's now come in to use his HP in the fight. He'll most likely go in from behind and just try and get a confirm on one of these E4s once they've taken a shot from the S-Conk. Hopefully. E4's dropped to a one shot, so Derpalot goes down to the Valor behind. I don't know what this building's called. Gazodvik goes down. The Valor of Kot is peeking to try and get shot into the side of the S-Conk. The Barask could be a massive game changer here. If he can get... Nah, he's left his Super Conk. If he was able to get He could still... No, he's left him. Like, if he had peeked and tried to get... Ooh. So if you can pick up Panzerjäger, he does pick up the Panzerjäger without taking a shot. He could potentially work this into a win. It'll be very difficult, but there is a slim possibility. If he was on defense, it would be a lot easier, but he is on offense. I'm gonna guess there's around 4 minutes left on this game for him to work with, so if he can find some cheeky timings and angles to work on these Valos, he could get himself a cheeky clutch dub. So he's holding the cross here. Valor's gonna swing. One, or he really needed to get double off that. But hey, damage is damage. Anything in this situation will help him out in the long run. So it looks like the VIP players are just going, screw it, we'll just go hide. We don't need to peek, we can chill. But this could... Oh, okay, I thought Cot was going to maybe cross, and if he crossed he would have got himself caught out. Barask fires one into Tumu, he misses, but he now has the information that Tumu is hiding towards that A2 position. So basically what VIP have done is they have Cot playing this hold down. He will just pretty much spot anything towards the track side, and Tumu with his HP should be peeking this angle or side scraping it so that they have the information whether the Barask is going to be coming from behind. Not really sure why he's just wide peeking it, but maybe he has different ideas. Barask is peeking for the information. He knows there's nothing in the window. He might just put cap pressure on and wait for a peek. Try and get a cheeky clip off as the Velas push in. I wish I knew how long was left on the game, whether he would actually be able to cap or not. Yeah, sadly I don't have that information. So Knight's playing an off angle here. This is good because they shouldn't shallow peek this. Tumu's just full sending in like a complete madman. He's a bit lucky he hasn't been double tapped by Night Owl. Now they're going to just play Ring Around the Rosie, really. Tumu's backing up to try and get a shot on Night Owl as he makes the cross. I'm not sure whether he has been spotted on the cross, but Tumu's going over to support Cot. Cot's going to just play safe, really. Looks like Night Owl may have got the information that they've gone into the holdout. He's gone for the RBRT along the goes, and that is that game done. VIP played 2v1 pretty much as perfectly as they could. I'm not really sure how a Type 5's managed to do 0 damage. He's fired 7 shots. I think he was shooting heat, because he's got himself some track assist. He's got a crit hit as well, so he must have been shooting heat. Which, I mean, in certain situations it's good to shoot heat, but when you're fighting hold down tanks and such, you want to be shooting HE. It's better to do the 400 confirmed damage than the 650 or 700 heat damage inconsistently. It's a big game from Cart, but he just got the farm really, I think. I think he was the guy that was in the hold down in the train yard. So he's just had free reign on the Type 5, E4 and IS-7 that was sat in cap. But hey, you still got a pen in shots. Okay, I shouldn't have said that. 20 shots fired, 12 pens. I'm curious to see how much this guy has blocked. How do you see it? There it is, 1300. So he's blocked what? 3 shots? So the 113s took way too long to dig him out, which just meant that they weren't able to do the to hold the E1 position to be able to stop VIP from over peaking to get the resets. It's the game when I go into a tiebreaker and I honestly have no idea what the rules are for tiebreakers. So we played Cliff, High, Way, him up stuff. Wait, that doesn't help me. I think it's Ghost Town Encounter, but I'm not entirely sure. I haven't seen. Alright, tiebreaker, Ghost Town Encounter. Check I'm not leaking anything. So the winning conditions: cap or destroy. So basically generic rules. Then the secondary condition is more kills, and then the third condition is the most damage done. So from my experience playing Encounter, basically teams will send a medium or something to go and do 1 shot of damage and then run away and not peek to basically bait the enemy team into having to push because they have to do damage. Oh, so now we're coming into the last round of the series. We've got... Ooh, internet, come on, don't do this to me. I'm going to relax. We've got EPOS starting in the northeast. They are running S-Conk, Valor, double 50B, E4 and triple Conk. And VIP are running double Valor, double Type 5, E4, double Conk and a KPZ. So Ghost Town Encounter is a good map because it's as close as you can get to a symmetrical map. So no team really has an advantage going into it. So EPOS have got themselves a lineup which is pretty much a we want to brawl with you and use our DPM. And VIP have got the two Type 5s, which makes me think they're going to just try and peek for some cheeky damage, and then that will just force EPOS into a push. So VIP just using the KPZ for information towards the B line, just to see if EPOS decided to push that side. Both teams will just be poking and prodding at each other here just for information. They don't necessarily want to make trades at the moment, they just want to work out where each other are. So as soon as the EPOS guys spot the Type 5, they should try and stop peeking really. They don't really want to make the trades. So EPOS here, they have an S-Conk and an E4 peeking, but they're peeking into tanks that can play a much better hold down position. And there's also a Type 5 which can peek and just splash their turrets once he knows they both fired. KPZ is moving, oh that's a perfect play by the KPZ. He can get himself behind that dune, just completely holds this entire side really. Conk tries to get a quick shot back into the KPZ, but the KPZ is hold down. Neyland puts one into Destroyer. He doesn't want to repeat. Why are you peeking like that, man? He should have taken two for that peek. He's lucky he only took one. But there's a repush now going to come in, potentially. They're going to do it? They're going to really do it? No way they push that. Surely not. No, they don't peek that. Okay. Meantime, the S-Conk of Cero has just been blurred. I'm guessing he's been fighting a hold down, or fighting a Type 5 which can just splash his turret for like 500 a shot. Conk and Type 5 over here are not doing as well in their trades. But Kambarov is just being allowed to farm here. He could even just overextend to just try and put more damage into the S-Conk, because he's got the E4 and the Valor here holding off the E4 and Conk of EPOS. So if he wants to be a bit cheeky and go for a kill, he could potentially go for it. The KPZ's hard pushed into the Conk, and the EPOS guys are kind of confused as to why this is happening, and now over-peaking onto Conk, because, well, he's pushed forward alone, and the 50Bs have now just got themselves a free kill. And Y12 Victor and his KPZ is over-committed to this 1v1 with the Conk, and he's now going to get, almost gets rammed. He gets picked up by the Conk before the ram comes in. Night Owl overextends and gets himself caught out. The HP is currently in favour of VIP, but EPOS have the gun advantage. As long as Black pens his shots, he could turn this game around. He does pick up Tame, but he needs to get himself out of there. He's going to get picked up by a Type 5. And there we go. 50B of Destroyer. He could potentially have committed to that to try and take the Conk out. But now he hasn't got the HP or clip potential to be able to do much in his scenario. Nobody needs to just decide where he wants to peek. Either commit forward or backwards, stay in there. He's just trapped and dies. So VIP now with a gun advantage and HP advantage. Currently 2k HP advantage and 1 gun advantage. And EPOS have kind of panicked and put themselves all together here. Ooh, I don't know if that's the peak you want to be doing. Destroyers in rotation. As long as he doesn't panic, he can kill the Conqueror, and this game's actually potentially been turned on its head. The Conk picks up the Type 5. Destroyer, I think, gets a bit unlucky, and I don't know, he's either bounced a shot or he's been high rolled. E4 of Psycho's aiming at the Conk, and that is going to give a nice engine to Kabarov. And there is very little that Killy is going to be able to do in this scenario to be able to win the 3v1. Neelan Peaks put one straight in the lower plate of the Valor. Kambarov will peek. Nice 600 to the front of Killy. And that will be the game done pretty much. This was actually a very close game. Like, every round could have been won by the other side. Like, this is as close as it gets. Like, there wasn't really any rounds that were clear wins, like, 2 minutes into the game. So that is 4-3. Oh. It was good to see. So, well played to both teams. Wish them all the best in their future endeavours in their tournament. Hold up 1 second. This dude just did 7k. My god, what a gamer. 7k in a Type 5. What a beast. Anyway.